Alrighty, welcome to the few of you on stream. I appreciate you, Mr. Tommy Jordan. How are you, brother? Morning, good afternoon, as always. Good evening. Welcome, ladies and gents. Hope you're well, man. If there's anyone else on the stream, I don't think there is, but nonetheless, I'm gonna do this, aren't I? So I've got to start somewhere. But been a while, a little bit rusty. I'm just wondering whether it's actually the actual overlay is working properly. I've set up things differently. I've got a little chat so the chat box will actually appear on stream. For some reason, tell me what you just typed in didn't appear, so I'm just gonna type something in and just see if it's gonna work now. There we go. Maybe it's when the live stream starts. All right, all good. Yeah, nonetheless, good to be back. Just fixing a few things on my end. Here's my streams cut out according to this, which isn't good. Just one moment, guys. Apologies. If you're still out there, Tommy, can you let me know if I'm alive? Hello. Anyone there? No idea if I'm streaming, to be honest. I hope I am. If anyone's in the chat, let me know. Alright. Nonetheless, I am here to do some market analysis. Answer questions from the few of you who are on stream. I think I've got things up and running again, so it's all good. Alright, so again, a bit rusty. Been a while, haven't been on stream for about 3 months. Have I been trading? Not really, not much, to be honest. My first proper week back was last week. I've been away for the best part about 6 weeks, so I've pretty much not traded all year. I traded at the beginning of the year, probably the first couple of weeks, just after the New Year break, Christmas break. Since I've only traded once last week. I was on stream, however. Well, not on stream, sorry. I was on the charts, but I actually managed to get only one trade. That was during the Asian session of all sessions, which was a nice win on a GJ last Thursday. So nonetheless, guys, I'm gonna roll, even though there's no one on stream. Hopefully, those who rewatch it later for some market analysis. If you are on stream, say g'day. Let me know you're in the chat. It'd be really great to hear from you guys. And I'll get cracking with the analysis. Once again, guys, a little bit rusty. First stream in ages. So let me get cracking with GJ. As always, we'll start on the weekly time frame. Now, looking at GJ on the weekly, I'm looking at that previous weekly candle, and that candle to me, it was closed. Basically, it's still close by that resistance that we had previously created to the left-hand side, which is pretty much price discovery. A level that price has not been at since 2015. We've got a long way to go back since we're last at that level. Now, we left a long wick to the upside, suggesting that we've grabbed that liquidity. Oh, sweet, Tommy, so I'm still alive. Mr. Steve D, good morning to you. Hope you're well, brother. I've been trying to contact you. So that suggests to me that we've likely grabbed liquidity from the upside, only it's closed back weak bullish. So if we do begin to break the low of that previous weekly candle, there's a high probability at that point that we will continue to the downside. We may have grabbed liquidity from the upside. If we break the low, then like I mentioned, we could continue further to the downside. Obviously, very little volume to begin the week throughout the Asian session. Let's move on to the daily time frame. That itself is technically bullish. We've got a big market open gap on forex.com. Previous daily candle closed with a strong body bearish candle, a very strong bearish candle. I'm assuming on another provider. That is correct. We can see here on Owanda, it's actually closed with a wick to the downside. current candle is actually broken below that previous candle, so we have a lower high, lower low. Therefore, if we are to continue bearish, we have really not much need at all to pull back and break our own high. So we'll see what we've got once we go down to the 4 hour and the M30 time frame. Wi-Fi being shit, all good, Tommy. However, we are bullish, but we count probabilities at this stage to the downside. We'll see if we're at a level on the 4 hour low as far as support as to why we could be bouncing back up towards the current daily candles high. Back onto forex.com. Let's see what we've got. The 4 hour. 4 hour is also still technically bullish. This is obviously the one big impulse to the upside. Had no two more consecutive candle pullback in the opposite direction in this uptrend, so therefore anything above the support here around that 189.50 we will remain bullish. We're just consolidating though. Have we tapped into the previous resistance here to the left? Not the most recent resistance that price broke out around this level. If you were to look a little bit further back to the left, we've got this level of previous price action over here. We can argue tapped into that level and bouncing off it, but what we're really doing is just creating consolidation with absolutely no volume, no momentum, no clear direction. So you guys know, the few of you on stream, exactly what I'm looking for when I see this. I'm waiting for it to make a clean move out of the consolidation. Technically we are bullish, doesn't mean I'm only interested in the buys. Obviously once we go down to the M30, we'll see what we've got, if there are room for potential sells as well against the actual bias. The bias is to the upside. Weekly was bullish. Yeah, the bias is to the upside. Just gonna mark in support and resistance on the 4 hour to begin. And I may adjust these zones a little bit once I go down to the M30 to candle that lowest point of the area consolidation is a bearish candle. I just want to see if it's an actual bullish wick on the M30. Otherwise, I may drag this support up a little bit. Reason being, bearish candles do not form support. They obviously form resistance. So I'm not as concerned by the low of that bearish candle on the 4 hour if it doesn't relate to an M30 bullish candle, which it likely will. All right, actually, let me draw in another level of support and resistance. Let's draw in one to the downside. And let's draw in one to the upside. And let's go into the M30. All right, so exactly what I was talking about before. See how that's a bearish candle low. So to me, I'm not as concerned by it because it's a candle that forms resistance. So it's not, obviously it didn't close back bullish, doesn't form support, doesn't confirm support. So therefore I'm just going to drag that zone up to that bullish candle that's just there, the lowest point of that candle. And that will be my zone to the downside. To the upside, that still remains because that is a bearish candle wick, even though on the 4 hour it is not. And once again on the M30 we can see it is. The M30 is my execution time frame, it's my catalyst time frame. That's why I'm a little bit more concerned about the wicks on that particular time frame as far as the lows and highs of support slash resistance. Now looking at GJ, the M30 is definitely bearish, so the bias is still technically to the upside. Now I'm gonna look to see what we've got on the higher time frames. Obviously we've got daily candle probabilities to the downside, lower high, lower low. We are still, as I mentioned, within a area of consolidation on the 4 hour, which is quite evident obviously on the M30. Absolutely no direction. So for me today on GJ, what I want to see is very simple. Me looking for trades either side of support and resistance. I want to see a nice move out of this consolidation, either to the upside or to the downside, to look for my potential trade options. Simple as that, guys. Anything in between at this stage is trash, to be honest. There's absolutely little direction. I will perhaps reassess come closer to the London Open. If just say we do pull up only to reject, we could get possible sells from the high of this area consolidation. We'll see though. We may break it open a little bit. If we make a clear move down, form a support, I may look for my catalyst from support to buy it back up, and vice versa to the upside. If it does reject, could look for my catalyst to sell it back down. Otherwise, I'm going to just patiently wait for closures below 194.40 roughly to the downside, and to the upside, closures above that 190, 960, 970 for potential buy options to take back up. We've got some pretty clean traffic to the left. I'm just going to remove that zone for the time being, seeing we're quite a distance away. So that's GJ, guys. Appreciate a few of you on stream. Hopefully it makes sense. Make sure to like, if you can, like the stream. Yeah, it's good to see the chat box is working too. That's a bonus. That's new. So I actually did the overlay myself, guys. I'm pretty impressed considering I have no idea when it comes to technology. All right, let's take a look at the gold. Just quickly, one moment, guys. All right. So looking at gold, obviously it's been on a moonshot of late, only to pull back towards the end of last week. Fundamentally, gold should be continuing to the upside. I think there is a good chance it will continue. I really think gold is on its way to some maybe even doubling eventually. Maybe not this year, but moving towards the future. I think gold is just going to continue to the upside. I've heard some fundamentalists with their estimates of around a 5k on spot gold, so interesting to see if it continues the upside. But nonetheless, let's do the analysis. Looking at the weekly time frame, similar to GJ, that candle's closed back a weak bullish candle with a long wick to the upside, back below that most recent resistance on the weekly. This suggests to me that we may have grabbed liquidity from that upside. If we begin to break below that previous weekly candle, at that point now I think it's a high probability we've got clean traffic to the left that we're going to pull back further down into potentially, I mean, we've got support. Next support's around that 2000 level. Doesn't mean obviously it's going to happen in 1 week, but eventually we could come back to retest that support. Last week we did bounce off this resistance though to the left. Feel it's going to be important if we remain above the previous weekly candle's low, then there is a good chance that we will continue to the upside. Looking at the daily, structure wise, it's also technically bullish. We do have counter probabilities to the downside. Current daily has formed a long wick to the upside and is now creating its low wick. Interesting to see what we've got on the 4 hour M30 at this stage. Not really giving us any clear direction though. As far as the daily, looks like we're approaching a strong support on the higher time frame. Let's see what we've got on the 4 hour. As we can see, it's quite evident we're basically out of 4 hour support just now. The structure itself is still technically bullish and it will remain bullish. Really, I've just used this whole level of support, to be honest. I think as long as we remain above that 2146, which is that previous weekly candle's low, yeah, you could pretty much just call it bullish on the 4 hour time frame. What we can see though on the move to the downside, so we create a nice impulse up and we've created a slow trickle down with a sequence of lower highs, lower lows, and it looks like at this stage that we're pulling back to create another lower high, and this candle is forming a strong bearish candle presently. It does begin to close below that support on the 4 hour, and then there's a high chance that we will continue to the downside. The issue being we are at that support, so there may be a little margin. I feel it could be a little bit late for the buy sell options at this stage. Nonetheless, let's see what we've got once we go down to the M30. Before I do so, just gonna mark in resistance and support most recent. I mean, you got support right to the left hand side, just below the current level. Just gonna leave it at that. Then I might mark in this level. And let's go down to the M30 time frame. All right. I'm going to leave that in. I'm just going to adjust that to the bullish count. Actually, let me go back. That is a bullish candle line for us, so I'm going to leave that in. All right, I think those zones will remain, guys, so that's fine. All right, so obviously on gold, the M30 structure itself is, by the looks of it, still technically bullish from that one big impulse to the upside. So the bias is to the upside. It's bullish across the board. However, we are at pretty much, we're approaching the support. I'd rather see price tap in. So for me today, what I'll be looking at on gold is we're approaching that support around that 2062.50 roughly. Right now, I want it to actually tap into that level, start to form a little bit of structure at this zone of support on the 4 hour. Look for a little bit of consolidation, and as price begins to pull away from that consolidation, I'm just going to begin to look for my catalyst, strong closure above the consolidation, and then potentially look to take a buy back up towards the range high. It's just range bound at the moment. It's making pretty clean moves within the range though, the 4 hour range. Nice move up, nice move down, another relatively clean move up, and again another pretty clean move down. So for me, seeing where we're currently at, close to a support, I'd be looking for my potential buys, irrespective of the fact that the daily is pulling back to create a slower wick, and the previous daily did close a strong bearish candle. At this point, I would prefer to look for my potential buys. So at this stage, I'm just going to put buys above the support at this point here. And that will be my focus moving forward on gold today. So this stage, I mean, neither look great, to be honest. Let's take a look at the news just quickly. There's nothing about today. Yeah, it looks pretty clean as far as news. Moving forward this week, there's some, obviously we've got some high impact news to come as per the usual, especially on US dollar. Some on AUD, which is Wednesday my time. FOMC, we've got FOMC members speaking Thursday evening for those of you in the UK. And obviously we got some the unemployment claims on Thursday morning for those of you in the UK, or early afternoon. It's a little bit confusing. Good Friday this Friday, so obviously won't be trading. Yeah, so that's the deal, guys. That's what I'm looking at today on GJ and gold. Not my best shot at market analysis, but again, a bit rusty. Unless, don't know why my end keeps saying the stream's ended. I hope it's not true. Alright, so Mr. Tommy Jordan, g'day to you. Hope you're well, brother. Steve Dean, great to see you. Hope you're well too. I've been trying to contact you. Looks good. The overlay, cheers. I appreciate it, guys. Josh, great to see you, my friend. I appreciate you joining. How have you guys been going? Have you guys been trading? I'll come out with there'll be more news to be released moving forward. Obviously, I'll wait till maybe a couple weeks time when hopefully we've got a few more than 6-7 people on the stream. It'll be a slog, but I'm in it anyway for the long haul. So looking forward to the challenge, guys. What else can we look at? I'm going to do some analysis on a GU, and I'll also have a look at NAS for those of you who do trade it moving forward into it towards NY session. I would not recommend trading it during London session, in all honesty. But yeah, we'll have a look at GU. We'll do some analysis. There's nothing happening just now. If you're not following me on Twitter, guys, I'd recommend doing so, because I post these chart markups not daily, but about 3 times a week roughly, on GU, gold, GJ, and NAS. So I think it's worth a follow. The link to my Twitter page is in the description below. And also, while I'm at it, on TikTok, which actually just started today. So yeah, get on board if you're not already. The links are down below. So let's take a fresh look at GU. Josh, I haven't been trading as much due to focusing on my own challenges. Fair enough, my friend. I think you mentioned that in an IG post towards the end of last year, if my memory serves me correctly. Steve, trading a bit, have had a lot of going on, so been a bit distracted, but hopefully things will settle down a bit now. Nice one, mate. Yeah, I've likewise. Likewise, been incognito for quite some time, but good to be back. Good to be back. So let's look at GU. All right. Obviously, at a higher time frame, it is at a support, so it'd be tricky to sell it. Previous candle was a very strong bearish candle, though. I feel we need to break the low of that candle if we are to continue to the downside. But as far as candle wise, a strong bearish candle, can't ignore the level we're at on the high time frame. Also, in the daily, it's quite evident just here. If we close below that push to the upside, that leg to the upside, technically not, so you could still argue it's actually bullish and it's at support. So obviously optimal level to begin to look for buys is at the support, especially in a higher time frame. And that's when we go down to the lower time frames and begin to look for our catalyst to start planning our potential buy options. So we are technically bullish on the daily. The 4-hour structure also again, that it is actually bearish. Yep, definitely bearish in the 4 hour. Again, we're at a very strong level of support here to the left. Similar to gold, you can almost mark in this whole level. To be honest, you could almost just drag that all the way down, because as soon as you break through this support, you just tap into the next support about not even 10 pips away on the 4 hour, and again to the left hand side just a few pips lower down. So I'm just going to mark in the most recent support we're at. It does look very similar to gold. We're just consolidating onto the M30. All right, now I'm just going to adjust this zone a little bit. Leave that in. All right, so the M30 structure is technically bearish, so the bias is to the downside. 4 hour M30 and the weekly being bearish. All right, as we can see, we're kind of just loitering in the middle of this range as well on the M30. For me, on GU, what I prefer to see is the current daily candle pull back a little bit further into that previous weekly candle, grab a little bit more liquidity, and then I'm just looking to left to see where we could potentially grab liquidity at before we are to continue to the downside. Obviously, we've got the level here on the 4 hour around at 126.20, so I would like to see price plop back up to that sort of level, up around that 4 hour resistance, and then look for my catalyst win price action to begin to plan potential sells. Right now we're right in the middle, so you guys remember, you are to draw what I used to say on the old stream. Obviously, if you were to divide your range in thirds, so you got to ask yourself at what level you're currently at to look for your potential trades. If you're smack bang in the middle and it's not the biggest margin within the range, it's probably not the best option to begin to look for a potential trade. So therefore, right now G is quite simple, very similar to gold and GJ, waiting for one of two things: waiting for price to pull back up, retest at 126.20, look for my signs of rejection for potential sells. If we begin to pop above that level, then I feel we could pull back further into that previous weekly candle to grab a little bit more liquidity, and there is a chance that we could pull back to this level up here on the M30, which is at 126.420. So I feel buy options could be available above that resistance, but I'd be definitely waiting for closures for that confirmation on the M30. Nice closure above it, tap in, and continuation. Further buy options, once again, trade the range. If it does pull back to that 125.90, roughly the 4 hour support, once again, I'm just looking for my catalyst within price action to take a potential buy back up towards the current daily candles high. Looking for buys above. Changed a few things, guys, the way I trade. Perhaps a little bit more impulsive on a few particular entries. But yeah, that'll all come to light moving forward. So that's the GU, guys. I feel if we respect the current daily candles low and form a support above it, then we could continue to the upside. And if we reject that 126.20, I'll be looking for potential sell options. All right, so that's GU, guys. And not last but not least, I will take a look at NAS. And if anyone is interested in me looking at any other pair, I will happily do so. Let me quickly look at gold and GJ. By the way, if the count with the actual clock, it's obviously set to UK time. Can't figure out how to get the seconds though on it, so it's apologies. But you guys can make it out. It's good enough for the time being. All right, so nothing really presenting on GJ just yet. Just need to wait. And gold, to be honest, I prefer for it to tap into the 4 hour zone to grab that liquidity. If I was to look for potential buy options just now, my issue with gold, if it does just begin to form support just here, I'd be concerned that the following candle, or perhaps it could just pull back to create a lower high within the current sequence to the downside, and then it could just drop to finally tap into that 4 hour support. So I'd rather it tap into that support before I am to look for a potential buy. So we'll wait and see. Could be an option for another little cheeky entry on obviously Tommy John, you know what I'm talking about, interruption. I want to tap into that low of that bullish candle, perhaps, but we'll wait and see. Nonetheless, let me take a look at NAS. That's a chart I've already drawn up and sent it into Twitter, but I'll start fresh on this chart. All right, so looking at NAS, starting once again on the weekly, and it's a very strong bullish candle. NAS has been up at all-time highs, created all-time high last week. Current candle, obviously, just pulling back. It's opening the gap to the upside in this particular provider. Previous candle, very strong bullish, closed right at that resistance though to the left. Onto the daily, as we can see, previous candle did close back bearish. Not a great deal of volume just yet, as to be expected in a current daily candle. I feel if we can break a lot of that previous daily candle, we have some clean traffic to the left on that time frame, we could perhaps come down a little bit further, make a deeper pullback. Doesn't mean it'll be a sustained pullback, seeing it is in an overall uptrend. We'll just pull back to form support before it heads back up. Nonetheless, we'll find out more once we go down to the 4-hour and M30 timeframes. So bullish on the daily, the 4-hour structure. Let me look at it. It's technically bullish by the looks of it. Yeah, it's technically bullish. And similar goal, it's just consolidating. We're right near a support. Not a lot we can make out of that. It's going to be difficult looking for the sells into support. Obviously, the high time frame support. Looking at the resistance, I mean, you got the level within that resistance as well that you really could mark in. See what we've got the M30. I'm just going to leave it at that for the time being. Structure wise, it's bullish, but it's approaching a 4-hour support. Now onto the M30 time frame, and now I can adjust this across, seeing it is an actual M30 wick. An M30 bullish candle, the lowest point of that zone. Just drag this across. It's basically the same level, the bearish and bullish candle, just use the high. All right, so once again, it's structure wise, it's bullish. It's the low, obviously closed above at this point here. And once again, I'm asking myself, where are we within the range? We're near the bottom third, which is good. We're not quite tapped into that 4-hour support. So on NAS, very similar to the GU, what I'd like for it to do, in gold for that matter, pull back into, tap into that 4-hour support around that 1830 and begin to form a little bit of structure at this level, maybe consolidate for a bit. And I'm just looking for my catalyst candle as price begins to pop above that consolidation, prefer a closure above, and then I can look for my potential buys. So I'd be patiently waiting, and again, I'd be wanting to trade it closer to NY session, pre-NY, or after NYSE, even better. Now, as for the sells, I prefer to sell it from higher up. This is an actual 4-hour resistance as well, so it'd be one of two things: either price pulls back to that 18,392 to reject. I'll be looking for my catalyst. If that is to be the case, what we might do is tap into that level and start consolidating between the resistance here, the most recent 4-hour resistance, and that level just a little bit higher up. And it's just a matter of waiting for price to begin to pop below that support and back in that range below 18,370 for potential sell options to take it back down. So that's what I'll be looking at on NAS moving forward to closer to NY session for those of you who are interested. Also, for the music guys, that will eventually change a bit. Just got one long playlist. I have no idea if I'm going to get copyrighted or not, but no, well, who cares? Not monetized yet, so it's no big deal. I'm not sure how long I'll stay on, by the way, guys, as well, seeing it's daylight savings here, so times later. As of, I think it's the same time you guys in the UK turn your clocks forward an hour. We go back an hour, so better for me streaming wise. The time means I'm not eating dinner at like 9 PM. slowly recovering from a flu that I had towards the end of my trip in Thailand. So apologies if I clear my throat from time to time. Yeah, I would suggest following me on TikTok and Twitter, guys. I will be dropping a lot more content, some reels. I will probably drop them on IG as well. A bit to come. Got to get the name out there, obviously. So if you guys can perhaps like, comment, share, that'd be fantastic. If anyone wants to jump on Zoom as well, let me know. I'll send you a link. It's all good. Yeah, for the few of you on stream, there'll be a lot to come. Obviously, I've starting my own Discord channel as well. That will be free. For the most part, anyway. Especially, well, at the beginning, it definitely will be. So I'll let you guys know when that's ready to go. It's almost there, I think. Be streaming, should be streaming live daily. Not sure at the beginning if it will be daily, to be honest. I may even stream on TikTok from time to time, guys. So once again, I suggest following me on TikTok because you might get the live stream on that. Also, I will do the occasional probably Asian session live. I may jump on for NY every now and then. But yeah, just see how I feel. Obviously, once the time clocks change, it'll be more favorable for me. But at the moment, it's a little bit too late for NY session. All that and a lot more. The course is pretty much finished. All the content's done. Most of the formatting's done. I basically just need a contents page and it's complete. So that's coming along really nicely as well. Steve, guess you might have to make a TikTok account. You may just have to do so, my friend. To be honest, I had one obviously when I was back last year streaming on the other channel, which I've rarely used to be honest, and I thought today I better start one for a new venture. But I'm looking forward to posting some content on there. I've got a fair bit of I've got quite a backlog of videos which I've had edited, which will be released shortly, all obviously educational stuff. Yeah, so I do suggest giving me a follow on there if you can. Just be careful not to watch all those young dancing girls, my friend. It's unbelievable. Again, I logged on, opened an account for the first time today. Changed over from the old account. And no idea, but all these videos pop up, especially from Thailand. I have no idea what, I mean, it's assuming I'm still in Thailand for some reason, even though I'm obviously not. So it's just all these videos of it's not too young, I suppose, old teenager, but girls just dancing and All this crap. Oh, the family's well, by the way. I hope you all had a good New Year's and Christmas as well. Obviously, my first stream of the year. So GJ just rejecting. Issue is it's obviously hasn't given us any sort of confirmation for ourselves other than tapping in. Something I look at though, looking at those limit orders, I mean, not quite enough to suggest read to continue to the downside after tapping in. So at this stage, we're just stuck in consolidation. It's a matter of now waiting to see what happens if we do pull back to support and we get the right confirmations to potentially look for a buy option. And gold's still waiting for it to tap into 21.62 roughly. $30 minutes until London Open. All good now. Nice one, Steve. Good to hear. Alright, so the M30 is just closed. We're now obviously in the pre-London candle on the M30. Still nothing yet on gold. I'm not trusting the support on that previous candle just now. Again, waiting for it to pull back to tap into that 4-hour support where I can look for, at that point there, plan my potential buy options. As for JJ, looking good to continue now to retest that support around that 190, 550. Once again, we're just at consolidation. Very tricky trading the current level. I'd rather it create those clean moves, start to cut through that crap to the left, open up this range a little bit. At that point there, I've become more comfortable trading within the current level between 190.50 and 190.80 roughly. Good thing on gold just now, if we do actually pull back to tap into that 21.62.70 level, what we would have done on the M15 is form that resistance at support, and that could provide potential entry points if price begins to pop above resistance that is currently forming. If it does, obviously close back bearish. Could look for potential entries above that 21,66850. Could still look for potential entries lower down. Obviously, it just depends what happens at the 4-hour support, how price reacts to that level. What you'll find moving forward, if you're on stream, is I pay a lot more attention now to the 4-hour zones. Previously, I used to adjust this zone down from lowest closure to the lowest point, whereas now I keep it deeper because I want to see price tap into the 4-hour level. Obviously, the 4-hour is a high time frame, so it holds more relevance. So therefore, I'm more likely to keep the zones larger moving forward. So it's just something you'll obviously see more of. Anyway, flips, a good chance it will continue to see upside, but once again, I'm patiently waiting for my analysis to unfold if it does so. So I'm waiting for price to pop back down to that level before I'm looking for my buy options. However, I do feel at this point it will continue if it does break the high of the previous candle. And I'm patiently going to be waiting. Tell you what, felt good first trade back to have a nice win on GJ last week. Not gonna lie, felt a little bit nervous first time on the chart, well, last week in general. First time back on the chart properly for about 2.5 months, or 2 months. By the way, guys, on this stream we don't talk crypto. There's a good reason why I'm depressed. I cannot believe I am the #1 crypto indicator in the world. I guarantee you guys, if I sell my crypto, it means buy. Everything's gonna go to the moon. It happens every freaking time. I kid you not, I sold my Sol Solana at about 32 USD. About a week later it was around 50 or so, and then it's just kept going up, and now it's 187. Very depressing, very hard to stomach. All right, gold looks like it could now pull up. Actually trying to work out how to multi-stream on 2 different platforms. That would be great if I can. Stream live on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. I don't think it's that easy. I don't think you need some sort of paid subscription. Yeah, think I've got the overlay set up relatively well on TikTok, but just not sure once it's live if it's gonna actually come across the same way as it does on YouTube. But there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Only one way to find out. Alright, so gold making that move. Anyone take a gold entry? I didn't, obviously. Got 20 minutes until London Open. And GJ is still much the same. Nothing yet for me on GJ. And gold the same. Just waiting for it to pop back down to that support before I look for my potential buy options. We will see what we got come London Open though. As I did mention earlier, I have been working on a few different entries. Mainly focused around session opens, so around really high time of volume. So obviously session opens, maybe the first candle after session open. Focus. I think we'll stick to gold for the time being. If anything happens on GJ, one of you in there, one of you could just scream out. I'll quickly have a look. Excuse me, guys. Be back in one moment, guys. Alrighty guys, I'm back.
Hello.
Mr. Ben Chamberlain, how are you, brother?
Good morning. How we doing?
Well, fantastic. Really good.
The return of the Mac. Here he is. Looks good.
Yeah, look, it's good to be back. I kind of missed it, but at the same time, I don't know, it felt good to have a good break from it all, I suppose. So, yeah, but as you're probably aware, a few things have changed. But yeah, good to be back nonetheless. How's things with you, brother?
Good. All good, thank you, mate. All good.
Yeah.
Just,
Have a good weekend.
good weekend. Relatively well behaved.
Good to hear.
Yeah. 4-day week. Bring it on.
Yeah, obviously for Easter weekend, Good Friday. So
Yeah.
it's one day that I actually get off myself, so I'm kind of looking forward to it as well, to be honest.
Bonza.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's it. We got family coming around for a barbecue, so should be going. Might have a beer. Haven't had a beer for over 2 weeks now, so been well behaved.
Probably due one. Yeah.
Yeah, well overdue, mate. Well overdue.
What are you looking at this morning?
Well, on gold, I'm waiting for it to actually tap into this 4-hour support to start to look for my buy options. Just looking at the 4-hour, it's really all over the place. What I prefer for it is to actually tap into that support. Also lines up that resistance before I to plan potential buys. It's kind of in the middle just now. So I'd rather actually come down. But what I've realized in the past long time, I would have looked for this entry and it may have worked, may have got about 10 pips. Only for it to pull back, create another lower high, and then eventually make the move down to that higher time frame support being the 4-hour. So I'm patiently going to wait for it to actually tap into that level and then begin to give me what I want to see as far as my catalyst on the M30 to look for a potential buy back up.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah, and as for the sells at the moment, probably patiently going to wait for it to pull back up towards the resistance. Having said that, we're forming a resistance at this point here within the actual range that we're currently trading within. Daily has pulled back significantly to grab liquidity, so I feel excuse me, I feel if we do maybe tap into that level yet again and reject, we could potentially now look for the sells below that 2,170 sort of level.
Nice.
That's what we look at gold.
Gold really moved today, hasn't it? Right.
Say again, man.
It has moved quite a lot today already.
During the Asian session, yeah, it's made a clean move up and slow trickle down, but it's just range bound. Pretty much everything is GJ's is stuck in consolidation. So whilst it's stuck in consolidation, just need for it to either A, make a clean move within it, and then look for potential buys from support, or obviously from resistance, or just patiently wait for it to close below support at 190, 440, or above resistance at 190, 970 roughly. It's a lot cleaner, obviously below the support and above the resistance.
And that's just a horrible chart at the moment.
Yeah, very at the moment. It's just,
Everything's really range bound. I think it's really.
it obviously has been a lot of high impact news over the past week, or past few weeks, so maybe just a little bit exhausted. But yeah,
Much news about this week.
just have to wait.
Sit on the hands.
Exactly. Which, as you guys know, I'm very good at.
Yeah.
It's a strength, but also a couple of criticism for it. But mate, I couldn't care less. People can have they're entitled to their own opinion. Wouldn't let it bother me, to be honest.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Morning, Steve. Are you good?
If Steve, if any of you guys, Tommy as well, even Josh, if you're there, if anyone wants a link, let me know. I'll send you a Zoom link. Got much on today, mate?
I am gonna try and work from home today. And
Oh,
just
okay, that's
catch
good.
up. So I'm just getting a bit too I'm getting a little bit too accessible the last couple of weeks.
Oh, okay,
I've
that's
just
not
got a
good.
load of stuff Matt. Well, you know, you're just like sort of mounting up, and you're not
Yeah.
really getting. It's just a load of things that need to get boxed off. So
Yeah. All right.
trying to get some of that done today.
Sounds good. Some testing and things.
Yeah, I just need to review a load of that as well, which
Interesting.
should be. I'm just logging in actually. I would have thought it'd been finished by now.
Oh, okay. Look forward to hearing more. So for me, if gold was to continue, I really should have made that move already. It's starting to retrace it again, so we'll just pull back to create a lower high. Once again, I'm wanting it to pull back to that 21.63 roughly before I look for potential buy options. We'll see if it does reject 21.70 roughly. Tommy, be home in half an hour. All right, mate. I'm not sure how long I'll be on for today. As I mentioned before, it's daylight savings still here, so I don't want to be off too late. See, I'm just getting back into it as well. To be honest, I don't really want to sit here for 3 hours. But moving forward, it'll be all good. So I'll see what happens at the open. I'm not sure how much longer I'll stay on after that. Sounds good. Not a problem, my friend. How do I add monorays again? I'm just trying to figure a few things out, guys. It's been a while. Alright, so Tommy, Steve, I'm about to add you. Ben. You guys know what that means. You got that little wrench.
I'm officially a mod.
You officially are, my friend.
First time.
Mate, enjoy. Don't abuse it. I mean, there's only 6 of us on the stream and we all know each other. For shits and giggles. Ben's just gonna put Tommy on timeout.
Yeah, have the naughty step.
Oh, God. There we go. So there's the first 3 mods. Josh, I don't know if you want to be a mod. I don't know if you're going to be on the stream regularly. If you are, let me know, because I'll definitely make you a mod as well. We'll eventually get the numbers up there, guys. I've got a few plans moving forward, so we'll take time, but we'll get there. Alright, so gold pulling back. So again, happy with the analysis. Just sit my hands, not taking that buy option. Would have got you probably the 10, but nonetheless, just sticking to my original analysis. What are you looking at this morning, Ben? You're looking at EU or?
I've marked EU up, but again, really waiting for some sort of move to determine where we're going to go and what we're going to do.
Yeah, EU looks a little bit cleaner though.
Yeah, I like the idea of a bit of retracements coming against that big move last week.
Yeah, bounce off the. It's at a. I'm assuming it's at a high time frame support.
Yeah, but it's not come quite down and wicked into it. That sort of
Oh,
one.
okay, yeah. Yeah, you could sort of
Oh,
argue
yeah.
though that it's currently out of support
Yeah.
with this wick to the left, but I see what you mean. It could potentially pull back a little bit further.
So yeah, I was just sort of waiting on that really.
Yeah,
Again, on the daily would sort of make sense to do that.
yeah. The daily has obviously tapped into that support, so it's obviously an area of interest to the left. Previous resistance, it's bounced off it. Just more recently to the left hand side, and looks like it's attempting to do the same just now.
Mm.
Wow, got some resistance just up ahead.
But really, until it's sort of out of this, what big's this range? 26 pip range.
Yeah, it looks a lot bigger, but on EU it's not, obviously. It's not as much volume. I'll leave that in, it's a bullish candle. Alright,
Good shout on that candle reversing.
on gold.
On gold, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy I stuck with my plan. Interesting to see though, that little interruption. I'm more inclined to take it quite soon after the actual continuation of that little interruption in between from just my own testing of it. But interesting to see that would have played out as well. Tapped into that bullish candle's low and it's would have gone to a few pip drawdown, but it's obviously rejecting now. It's good to take note of these things. Back to EU.
But would you only leave that limit order there for say like 2 candles?
Yeah, I'd like to. So obviously, it's you gotta wait for the engulfing candle, which doesn't necessarily happen on the next candle. Could happen a couple candles later, but I prefer it to happen probably within at least the second or third candle. So no more than 2 bearish candles, and then this candle to tap into it. That bullish candle. I kind of yeah. It's something I probably need to pay a little bit more attention to and maybe test it out to see with good old backtesting software if it still works. Not sure if I still got the license to be honest, but I might test it out actually when I got a bit of time. Mr. Tommy Jordan, thank you. Yes, I do. So, Mr. Tommy Jordan was the one who made us aware of this particular move, this entry. Try to tweak it a little bit though. And look at that would have got you 30. That's a pretty quick move as well, that rejection. EU, what would I like to see in EU? So EU's rejecting as well. Would have been nice if there was a little bit more margin below this support to look for a potential sell option. Form support within a current daily count at this point here. So what I'd probably be waiting for right now is to see what happens to that support. If price begins to actually close back above it, we get a nice catalyst to look for a buy. I'd probably just trade the range within the range and look for a potential buy. Otherwise, obviously, if it begins to pop below that support, tap in, reject. We do have a clean candle to the left. Do we have the margin though? Then again, on EU, you don't necessarily need a great deal of margin. Reason being is you can obviously get some pretty tight one-to-ones with a tight stop loss. So even if you get like a 5 pip, 6 pip technical stop loss, then it's still valid in my opinion. Man, my voice is absolutely booked. And again, for those who do follow on TikTok and Twitter, I actually posted this particular entry type a little clip video. So make sure to join or to subscribe, follow, and take a look at the video. I will be posting the full series on TikTok. I've only posted the first video, 80 views, which is alright. And on Twitter, I think I've also posted just the, actually I've posted 2 on Twitter. This particular entry. So make sure to have a look. Just to see what's going on between it. So we've got the first criteria of trending, we've got the second tick here with the candle closing. Does a very good job, this my mate, this editor. Very impressive. Alrighty guys, so we've got just over a minute until London Open. And let's see. Nothing on gold, obviously. Just consolidating, as is GJ. Is anything offering anything? Not. Jenny, good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. Welcome. Been a while. But yeah, great to have you on board. Sean as well. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well, brother. Been a while. Yeah, apologies for not replying on Telegram. Once again, I must have got lost in amongst all the messages. And done. My, obviously those of you, Appernut, this is Appernut, exactly. Those of you from CCG will remember, be familiar with that name. Hope you're well, brother. Good to see you on the stream. Thank you for your support. Managed to have a catch up about a month ago. Obviously when I was in Thailand. Yeah, good to catch up, mate. As always. Sean, good to have you back and all good. Nice one, brother. Fantastic to have you in the stream. Sorry, it's London Open, guys, so obviously nothing just yet. GJ has not created upper wick, is pulling back to create lower wick. I feel if it begins to flip, it's likely going to head up. It's just that consolidation, so for me, I feel it'll be a little bit too reckless to take that type of entry. If it is a type of entry that I've been looking at, but I want it to happen more at that support. If it did, for instance, pull down like so to begin, and if this candle closed closer to the support and this candle just begun to drop, creates lower wick without really creating the upper wick, been looking at potential entry points as it begins to flip in anticipation of scrap liquidity from that previous support. It's got the volume, it's got the momentum, and what I often find is once it begins to flip, it usually will create that move. So I'll give you a 10 plus pips, and especially if it's a cleaner range right here, obviously we're trading within consolidation, so for me there's no real entry at this point. So I'm just going to patiently wait. And gold, once again, looks like it may now continue down to that support, which is great. That's what I want to see. But no real entry confirmation because we're at an M30 support. I just want it to tap into that 4-hour level if I am to look for a potential buy option. Back in Oz? Yeah, I am, unfortunately. Back in Oz. I got back just over a week ago. Came back with a little bit sick, had a bit of a cough, had a flu not long before I left Thailand, so just been recovering from that. But yeah, I'll be back here for probably until August. I'd say around mid to late August this time around. And from then I'm hoping to make Thailand my permanent home after that, so we'll wait and see. There's a lot of water to go under the bridge though, but that's the plan. to be honest, not the greatest stream to come back. As far as chart wise, there's not really much on offer. Sean's a tough going back to Australia, made you sick. Yeah, probably a thought of coming back was what made me sick, to be honest. It's always tough coming back, in all honesty. Obviously, those who follow me on IG would have got a lot of updates. I did enjoy my time with my lovely lady. I don't think she's watching. She's been quite sick herself, to be honest. But yeah, it was really good, to be honest. Yeah, that's where I want to be, in all honesty. It's a lot more relaxed atmosphere than what it is in the rat race here in Melbourne. But it'll eventually happen. You're moving to Sydney, Tommy? Really? Wow. Big move, mate. I have to fill me in. Send me a message. Still, I've never actually been to Sydney, believe it or not. I've driven through the freeway, the motorway, whatever you guys call it, and that's about it. But never actually been to the city itself. Alright. Nothing on gold. Yeah, GJ looks like it could now continue back up, but still not interested at this level. Will do. Nice one. Quickly just pull up the Discord too, just to show you guys what I've been working on. Steve, I'll reply to your message a little bit later. So obviously there's going to be a free section. I mean, it'll be all free at the beginning. It's trying to learn a little bit more about the fundamentals. So I've just added a little section about that. It's got a crypto section. Stocks as well, if anyone is interested in stocks, as I am personally. So yeah, it's coming along nicely. I've just got to adjust a few of the permission settings and all that, but it's almost done, so should be ready to go soon. Sean, how's the book? The book, I'm assuming you're talking about the manual. It's basically finished, man. All it needs to be done is basically a table of contents, and that's it. Everything else is pretty much set. Yeah, it's good. Pretty happy with the product, to be honest. Tommy, do a trip to Thailand? Oh, mate, yeah. You're gonna let me know about that. Show you the ropes, my friend. Promise not to lead you astray. Wink, wink.
Lies.
Mate, look, I won't. I'll let him learn for himself. If we'll play that game, is it or is it not? And I think you know what I'm talking about. It's not that easy to determine, to be honest. Mate, I've got a girlfriend, and even she half the time can't tell whether it's a guy or girl, to be honest. And she's a local, so there you go. Dorcas, nice to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. I'm assuming that everyone on the stream is already subscribed, and if you're not, just make sure to do so. That'd be much appreciated. Again, these streams will be more regular. Not sure if I'll do every day this week. I'll try to. I probably will, up until obviously Friday. But yeah, we just need to get the content out there. As I mentioned before, I might even stream occasionally on TikTok. I might try to multi-stream if I can. So make sure to follow me on TikTok as well. Tommy, you've been there, you know? Oh, okay. Best to have your missus close by. Sean, it's a switch. Justin 7 views and 12 likes. More likes than... It's probably a first out of any stream. I'll take it. Look, in all honesty, I was expecting max about 10, so I think the highest, the peak rate was 11, so I've outdone myself.
Yeah, double figures.
That's it. That's it. That's the first milestone. By the end of the week, hopefully I have it up to about 20.
Got it on multiple devices. It's just, I'm running out of screens now.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. So I've got all of 4 people probably to chat. Got Ben on 3 devices. I'm actually on my phone too,
It's
watching
gone
it.
down. How?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's only 8, so it's probably just me and you left. Because I'm on my phone as well, on my secondary account. Sure, might take long. Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully. But nonetheless, I'm going to be training myself, so I might as well stream it. So we'll see. Eventually we'll get there. Jenny, your connection keeps cutting out. Alright, so there's a few of us on here. That's alright. It's not just Ben and I. All good, Jenny. Yeah, charts are very difficult right now, guys. So EU's tapped into that support, bouncing off it. It's like one of those days where it's basically limit orders are pretty much the only potential entries at the moment. They're waiting for confirmations. It's just not gonna, it goes without you. Doesn't make things easy. Up and up, wait, yeah, that's it. Not much more you can do.
You almost could have taken that. Well, you couldn't have taken that EU on flip at all. Look at the previous candle.
What's that,
How could
EU?
you? Yeah.
Oh, into support, you mean?
Yeah, it's just no bottom wick on that previous 30.
Oh, so what is he saying, using the upper wick as your stop loss, or?
Yeah, but
Oh, 1 second, shit, that's not gonna work. So that's the open, yeah, I was, like, you could have, but bit of a risk.
it's literally nothing.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing at the moment. Oh god, haven't looked at this pair for a long time, EJ.
It's been a wild ride the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, obviously it looks identical to GJ, really, doesn't it? Very similar. Really strong consolidation. Is it at 4 hour support? yeah, you could argue it's at a resistance to the left. I think AJ could be ready to perhaps create another move to the upside. And the good thing is you got some relatively clean traffic above this resistance just here. So I think AJ could be good for buys. It's bouncing off the 4-hour support. It just needs a bit of volume, a bit of momentum. So I'd just be looking for the closure above the highest point of this area of consolidation, which is 163.772, and then look for my buy option, take it back up. It's about 25 pips roughly in that potential move. Yeah, it does look identical to GJ. Wow. Sean, sorry, being a quick one today. We'll jump on early tomorrow. All good, man. All good. I should be on tomorrow. Can't promise, but I likely will be on. Tommy, probably not, man. I'm probably gonna hop off in about 15, to be honest. I can send you a link if you want to jump on quickly. Otherwise, maybe next time. But all good, man. If you want, I can send you a quick link if you want to say good day. You know what? I'm just gonna chuck the link into the chat. If anyone wants to jump on, jump on. I really couldn't care less. We'll have a bit of fun. No, one sec. There we go. Lewis, man, glad you can make it. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well, brother. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Here he is, Tommy Jordan. Welcome.
Hello, mate. How are we?
Here he is.
Been a while, mate.
Been you right?
All right, mate.
All good. All good. How was Sydney?
Oh, mate, it was lovely. Really, really nice. Mrs. loved it, so that was the sort of point of the trip. See if she liked it. She's
Okay.
never been, and yeah, she's like, let's go.
Right. Too easy. Too easy.
Mate. So yeah, looks the end of the year. We should be down.
Nice one. You got family there, don't you?
Yeah. My dad lives in Sydney, so yeah, going to stay with him for a little while until we get on our feet, and hopefully go from now.
Nice one, my friend. Sounds good. The Aussie dream, as they call it.
That's it. So I'll just start moving, and then you leave.
Yeah, well, possibly. There's no guarantees, but that's the plan. Either way, but we'll see.
Sounds good, mate.
Yeah, we'll see. If I'm about, we'll try to organise something.
Yeah, definitely. We'll try to do it so many times, it just never happens, does it?
No, I think I'm away every time you're here. It's obviously, so it's not easy. Smart, all good, man. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining. How's the training going, Tommy?
Good, mate. I've got a past account with Alpha Capital Group and Nova Funding now, so sort of
great.
done, mate.
Are you full time now, or?
Sort of. I still do a little bit, like little odd jobs and sods, I guess. Just
okay.
Just in case, just to take some of the pressure off, just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, just looking that way. I want to be sort of fully done by the time I go, so I could just sort of trade of a night time and enjoy the day.
Nice one, brother. Good to hear. Been doing well, kicking goals. Fantastic.
That's it. Ticket finally got here after what, 5 or 6 years? Where we've been going for.
That's the thing. I mean, it's a process, and no one knows how long it'll take. You know, each individual. Yeah. Some people it's a year. Some people it's like you said, 5+ years. Some just never get it. But it's obviously important just to stick to it, never give up. And I think that was one of the massive turning points for me, because I remember when I was that close to just kicking a bucket and saying, forget this, I'm not going to bother anymore. And that was the turning point, because I understood everything. I just had, the discipline wasn't there. And after I fixed that, obviously things started to rapidly change. So sometimes it's just a simple fix.
Yeah.
But it's amazing when you can feel it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you think you've got it, and then you get a bit overconfident, and then you start losing. You're like, what's happening here? I thought I had this.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you just got to keep at it, and then just tweak little things, and it just sort of all comes together.
Yeah, true. You can feel it. It gets to the point, even when you take a loss, it's like, it's no big deal. I'll get it back.
Yeah. That's it.
And what pair or pairs are you predominantly trading?
EU, GU, gold.
Okay.
That's it. I've dropped GJ. I've just sort of left it.
Fair enough. I've been analyzing GU quite regularly, because a few of the guys that I do coach do trade it.
Yeah. I was in a GJ trade a few months ago, and I think it was like the BOJ done like some crazy
really?
manipulation thing, just shot down, got slipped massively, and I was like, it happened within like seconds. He just spiked down, took me out, slipped me, and then just traded higher, and I was like, what's going on here?
Oh yeah. It's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than when unscheduled news comes out and you're in a trade.
Yeah. Just absolutely plummeted, took me out, slipped me, and then just carried on going higher. Like within a second, it just printed done, and it was like, yeah, this is not right.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling, especially if you're on a funded account.
Yeah. It was close. I nearly actually lost the account on that
Yeah,
trade. So
I can imagine. And what you
good
trading?
trip, mate. You have a nice time.
What's that?
Do you have a nice trip to Thailand? Like,
Yeah, mate.
your boy alright and everything?
Yeah, it's good. Oh, poor little monkey broke his arm for the second time in about 6 months. Same arm as well.
Oh wow.
But but he's all good. He's fine. He's not in pain, which is the main thing.
Oh, good.
But yeah. Other than that, everything was good. He's good.
Nice, mate. Good stuff.
That's it, mate. It's good to have a break from the charts, and a more sustained break as well. For over a month.
Yeah, I see you on Instagram, and you're like out drinking all the time, and I thought, who's this Justin?
Oh, mate. It was... Oh, look, it wasn't every night. Nah. It was probably 3 nights a week or so. But
that was a lot for you though. Like, you sort of catch up to me, Justin.
yeah, no, it's... I haven't been training or anything, man. The boulder shoulders are disappearing.
I was gonna say you let your hair down, but
yeah, what hair? Come on, gents. First stream back. Take it easy. No, it's I'll get back into it.
yeah,
Definitely.
that's it.
Yeah, definitely indulged. Spent a lot of cash too, which isn't great, but yeah, it's cash. You can always make more of it.
That's it. Comes and goes.
It does. GJ back at the resistance. This area consolidation absolutely trash on GJ and gold. Very similar, to be honest. Everything is just consolidating. Are you looking at anything in particular, Tommy, or just
Nothing at the minute, mate.
Seeing hands?
It's just nothing. It's grabbing my attention at the minute.
nah? Yeah, EU is similar as well. GU. No, there's absolutely shit. There's nothing at the moment.
Yeah. I tend to sort of try and avoid like Monday morning trades and just sort of try and do New York. I just sort of started going through some of the data, and I was like, most of my losses come Monday morning session.
I think it's a quality idea, to be honest. I actually mentioned that to a few of the guys that I coach. I think it's best to wait for, if you can, wait for the first few 2 sessions, so at least you got a little bit more data to have been printed, and especially you got more volume from the London session. So I think it's generally a pretty good idea on a Monday.
Yeah. I've been sort of trying to like incorporate sort of like more of like the weekly sort of thing in, like how the week's actually going to go. So it's like, right, Monday morning, are we going to try and make like a high for the week to then maybe continue down? So that it's like, am I getting caught in sort of like fake outs a lot of the time and sort of going through the data? And it was like I was trying to, like, it was forming structure to go bullish, but then it was like, right, why is this reversed now? Is this the high of the week that I'm getting caught in for then it to trade lower sort of throughout the rest of the week? So I just sort of wait for like London session to print Monday to sort of see, are we going to try and trickle down, or what sort of how it's, or the day's going to go sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't blame you, to be honest. I think it's a pretty solid idea, especially if you're looking at the previous weekly candle, because a lot of time you can don't know what's going on here. That's obviously that wasn't there just before, I swear. Let's look on this chart. Yeah, so looking at that, I mean, like I mentioned at the start, you would usually suggest to me that perhaps we could continue to the downside. I mean, long wick from the upside, closing back for resistance, but we're likely, even if we are to continue down, to pull back to create the upper wick. So what you're saying is sometimes you've been getting caught in that pullback, looking for maybe your sell option.
Yeah.
Getting caught out. So I think it's a good idea just to wait for at least London session to finish on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
What is this track? What, 14 likes? That's alright. Alright, is GJ gonna close above? Little bit of an issue on GJ either way is definitely will be stop loss.
Who did you say you funded with, Tommy? Nova and Alpha?
Alpha Capital? Yeah, Alpha Capital Group.
What are they like?
Yeah, mate, I really actually like them at the moment. Been sort of trying out like a lot of prop firms, like different ones at the moment, because some of them are doing like really cheap discounts. I even tried a futures one as well. But with Alpha, there's just zero commissions on everything. Especially with GU and EU, the spreads are like IC markets levels, so it's just sort of like a no-brainer for those really. GJ and Gold, they're about 2 pips, so it's not the greatest, but yeah, but I find them good, mate, to be honest.
Paid out.
Yeah. They do pay out. Nova pays out as well. They pay out in crypto, so it's quite nice. Actually, I got paid in Bitcoin just before it absolutely went mad, so it was quite nice to pay out when it almost like doubled my payout by the time I actually withdrew it.
Wow. Do you have a choice, or you have to be paid out in crypto?
It's only in crypto.
Oh, okay.
With Nova.
So it's good right now.
Yeah, yeah. Mate, to be honest, I was sort of doing it. I was like, right, well, if I can have like Nova as just my crypto investment, so when I get paid in Bitcoin, I just move it around wherever
Yeah.
I want it to go, and then everything else just sort of paid for the company to do that. So that's sort of like my investing, one Nova.
Nice one.
Yeah.
No, it's good to hear, man.
Bitcoin, Justin.
What's
Do you
that?
reckon Bitcoin's gonna do its next
Bitcoin.
go?
Oh, mate. For your sake, I hope it goes up, but for my sake, I hope it comes back, crashing back down. But I can't see it happening. Even if it does, I find it hard to believe it's going to get below even 40,000 perhaps.
Well, I've got like a small portfolio of Bitcoin. What like, I just hold just for the long term. I've withdrew the payout that I got, but I'm actually selling Bitcoin. I'm just dollar cost averaging the sales.
Oh, okay.
I think it's going to come down first before it goes up. That's just
I've got a feeling it
plan
will.
for it.
Yeah, I have a feeling well. They've coming close to the halving, aren't they? I think is it this
Yeah.
next month or?
I think it's about 18 days. I think.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah. So very soon. Between that and obviously the ETF and all that, I think that's what's pumped it up. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of those buy the rumor, sell news type of thing where it eventually will dump. But again, I don't think it's going to come crashing back down to 20k or anything like that anytime soon anyway.
Yeah, no. To be honest, mate, I think where did I mark my level? If it comes down to 50k, that's me cashing everything out to then probably load up on buys.
Yeah. That could be
Sort of
not a
what
bad
I've
idea.
We got that little indecision candle on a weekly, so
What's that on Bitcoin?
on Bitcoin, yeah.
On the weekly? Yeah, that hammer.
Yeah.
It's hard to know what to make of that because that, to me, I mean, if it breaks the high of it, there's a good chance it continue. But the thing is, it's right at obviously the resistance formed on that previous weekly candle.
Well, I'm looking for it to sort of come down to sort of that sort of candle. Take out
Yeah,
there to then
50k.
go again. That was my sort of plan if it can.
Yeah, I think that could be a good idea. I'd probably be cashing out. And then what? Look for some buys a bit lower down, or
I'll probably cash out there and then whatever. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm just going to try and turn my payout and just try and take the profit. So what I'll do is if that does come down, I'll take the profit, or take what I invested out into there, and then just buy with the profits that I've got. So I'm sort of risk free and just sort of see how it goes. That's sort of my plan for it.
yeah, I think that's a solid plan. Sounds good, my friend. Maybe we'll start charting Bitcoin a little bit more with some cryptos. Just add a bit of variety to the stream. All right, so GJ's still at that resistance. Nothing much has changed on that, and gold is just consolidating, absolutely trashed. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Gonna go make some dinner. Alrighty guys, so yeah, to conclude, it'd be the exact same analysis as before for gold. I want it to pop down to test that 2162.70 level. It may obviously pull down a little bit further, and that's fine. I can look for my buy options from even within that 4-hour zone, as long as it starts to form a little bit of structure, right? A series of high lows, higher highs, that type of scenario. At that point there, I could potentially look for buys above that 2162 or a little bit below it. As far as sells, once again, the current daily has formed quite a steep upper wick, grab some liquidity from that within that previous weekly / daily candle. So I feel if we now see a form of resistance within the current daily candle around that 2170 roughly, if we pull back and make a relatively clean move to that level, only to reject, we could possibly look for potential sell options closer to MY, or if it does just burst through that, obviously the next level I'm looking at for potential sellers is around 2174, 75. Probably not all that keen on buying it above 2171, to be honest. Again, I want it to pull back and tap into 2162.70 before I'm going to look for buys at this stage. GJ, same as before. It's just consolidating. At this rate, I'd rather just wait for it to clear this consolidation, potential buys above 190, 970, and look for the sells below on a close below 190 for 47 to be exact on GJ, and that's about it. Tommy, Ben, Steve, everyone in the chat, appreciate you. Probably be on tomorrow. Should be on tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. Yeah.
Sounds good, mate.
Cheers.
Good, mate. Have a nice day.
You too. You too, guys. All right, guys. Thanks for joining.
See you in a bit, guys.
Take
Cheers.
care, Ben. See you soon.
Cheers, guys. Catch you later. Bye for now.